Hi there guys, Richard here from the Leather Repair Company and the Detailing Summit. This is Chris here from Skunkworks Car Care, and we've had the world's first detailing summit this week. Obviously today's Thursday, so we've been on like motorcycle detailing and we're doing a bit more PPF, we've done ceramics. Tomorrow is leather. Sadly for him, he's not going to be here. We're going to get the tissues out because I know he really wanted to do the leather. He really did. So this is Chris. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Hi, I'm Chris from Skunkworks Car Care. We're based in Runcorn. Detailing is our game. Saw the summit, detailing summit advertised. We saw that it was the first one that was advertised ever in the world. It's always a challenge for someone to organise, and it's also a challenge for people to attend. You don't know what you're going to get from the day. You don't know who you're going to meet. I just saw it as an opportunity. Let's have a break from the correction and coatings and pop along to Hull for the week.
Yeah, why not? So yeah, I mean, it's a lovely city anyway. So I mean, what have you enjoyed it? That's the main thing. And did you learn things from it?
I've met what are probably the nicest bunch of people you could ever meet together with that common interest. That common interest, yeah. And in terms of learning, you always learn. You've no idea. I've picked up several, I'll call them snippets, they're almost nuggets to us for things that we've learned this week that I didn't know. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we were.
Yeah, we all learn. Yeah.
I spent the first day demoing some products from Flex and 3D. Again, even though I was demoing the products, I was still picking up tips from people who heard the questions were asked that got me thinking in a slightly different way. Yesterday, very important piece that was done on mental health.
Yes, yeah.
It's a very lonely game in the detailing industry. You're spending that much time. You end up talking to the machines, talking to the paints, talking to the products. Yep. It's nice to be able to open up to people. We listen to some interesting, in some occasions upsetting stories, but understanding that we're not all in that. We are all in that same boat.
Yeah, we are literally all in that same boat. Like you say, most people that are detailers do work on their own, and this is why we wanted to introduce, because the mental health is quite important to me. It's something I'm very passionate about, and it's why I wanted to introduce it into the summits. There are people out there that want help, and they're nervous to reach out to grab that, and we wanted to bring it to them, and that's why none of that was recorded, because like we said, what happened in that room stayed in that room. It's private between all of the 27 people that were in there. It's private, it stays there, and it doesn't go any further, and that's why we didn't record it, and we recorded everything else. You
had mentioned different people cope in different ways, and yes, I think some of the coping mechanisms for people are to just sit and listen.
Yes.
It sometimes can be enough that just being in that same boat,
exactly.
That is your way of coping. So we thank you for that, because it's not something that's covered off a lot in a lot of seminars, workshops or training that you go to. Today we had you'd mentioned about the motorcycle detailing.
Yes.
I ride a bike, I've got a bike, I've detailed bikes on many occasions. I've picked up an absolute snippet on that, and these are some of the extra tools that you can use while you're detailing a bike.
Exactly.
I was speaking to Adam, who's done that training.
I can say the little tools and things he was talking about was absolutely phenomenal, wasn't it? So I mean, that was quite an insight for me as well. So I mean, it's quite handy to have these things. I mean, it's like that's the first time that Adam's done something like this as well. So I mean, for a lot of people, it's the first time ever for things that they've done. Like, Olivia with 3D is phenomenal. She was very nervous. She's telling me I'm not a public speaker, but she absolutely nailed it. So hats off to the girl.
Olivia practiced that presentation on a 5-hour drive up here, apparently.
She said
she might have looked a bit mad in the van coming up from Devon talking to herself, but she smashed it. Again, it sounds like I'm promoting 3D and Flex. I just happen to have those to hand this week, and they're phenomenal performance. I've been able to introduce some different techniques for people using those particular products.
It's a little light gadget, but they can contact you about that if they want to get a light.
There are some 3D printed tools that aren't on the market, and I just happen to have someone that we work with that produces 3D detailing products. He's called Tempers Precision. He produces them on demand. So I'm trying now to think of things I don't need but I'd like that he can actually produce for us.
So I'm glad you've enjoyed it.
So, I have enjoyed it, and I think you'd mentioned I'm absolutely gutted that I can't do the leather tomorrow. I do have a prior engagement, but having seen your courses, I'm certainly keen on looking at
that's good.
going to one of those courses.
And hopefully, if we do, we're going to be doing the one in September in Portugal, and hopefully, you can come along to that as well and be there. That'd be amazing.
I did want to speak to you about getting on the Colorado one. You will need some support demo in the products, won't you? So I'm your man. I'm your man, Richard.
There you go.
If I can thank Richard ever so much, because it must be the first time I've ever had someone who's not as tall as me.
That's it. Cheers,
Thanks,
guys.
everyone.
Thanks
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi guys, Richard here from the Detailing Summit in Hull and Leather Repair Company, and this is Gareth from, and I can never say his name, Kaizen Car Care. I hope I got that right. Kaizen, okay, so Kaizen, there we go, so I'm corrected straight away. Obviously we've got the Detailing Summit. This is the world's first one that we've had here in Hull at our HQ. We were the inventors of the Detailing Summit, so we thought, why not have the first one here at Hull? We've had 4 days of amazing information, and I just want this man to tell me whether he's enjoyed it and whether he's going to hate us or love us.
No, it's been fantastic. It's been better than what I was actually expecting.
Yep.
I thought it would be like some of the other courses you go on where you are just sat down all day
watching presentations or something. Yeah.
This has been totally hands-on.
Yeah.
It's hands-on now.
The PPF, yeah. And I know you want to get in there and do that.
It's not my cup of tea. I'm here to learn.
Yeah.
It's probably something I'm never going to do.
Yeah.
But I'll learn about it.
Yeah.
For future reference.
Yeah. Headlights is a great one. It's a good one to
headlights,
do.
door sills, things like that.
Yeah. So it's a good one for beginning. So has there been something from the 4 days we've done? Obviously we've got leather tomorrow, but has there been something from the 4 days that you thought stood out to you as like that was a good thing, you know, a good thing to learn?
For me personally?
Yeah, absolutely.
The sanding. That's that and the motorbikes.
Yes.
I've never done wet or dry sanding.
Yep.
It's something I wanted to learn.
Yep.
It was something I was cautious of.
Yes. Yeah.
And apprehensive of.
Yep.
And then now I've done it and realised it's not as bad as what perceived
you envisaged it to be. Yeah.
I'm happy to go out and do that now. Obviously,
the motorbikes is a completely new venture as well and a new thing. I mean, that's going to add value to you with what you do. You know, the whole thing, even the sanding to me blew me away. I mean, obviously with the Flex machines, I mean, it was obviously Stuart came down from Flex and it's just, you know, it was absolutely amazing. And obviously we used the products, you know, from 3D with Olivia. But I think what stood out for me with that sanding was when we actually did the PPF.
Yeah.
And it was all dull when we'd sanded. And
because I left that piece.
Yeah, you left the patch there and Russ put the PPF on it and he's like, well, we can still see it through it. And he's like, well, let's wait till next morning. We came in next morning and it was just disappeared and it was gloss. Yeah. It was like, wow, how the hell does that PPF do that?
If it had been the whole bonnet, you wouldn't have been able to tell. But fortunately, you had the small square so you could see.
Yeah, you could see the edges of
either
the
side
actual
of it.
PPF itself. Yeah, but if that had been the full bonnet, that had some severe damage there and that PPF completely hit it up,
I wouldn't have known.
And that was absolutely amazing. So you've enjoyed it?
Brilliant, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
And obviously if we have something like this again, you're going to come back, hopefully. Yeah, good. Well, that's it, guys. That's us here from Hull. He is Gareth from Kaizen. I hope I said that right that second time. And if I didn't, he's going to kill me in a moment. He's bigger than me. I am Richard from Leather Repair Company Detailing Summit, the inventor of the Detailing Summit, and we're looking forward to Colorado. Thanks, guys. Hi, guys. Richard here from Leather Repair Company and the Detailing Summit, and here is my friendly giant. We've had to literally hire cameras and do everything. So, and I am actually standing up. So it's like, can I reach him? I don't know. But anyway, we've had fun here. Matt's been over to our place once before when we had an IDA open day. And we've obviously had the world's first detailing summit. And Matt came over as, you know, one of the sponsors for that and to obviously represent the International Detailers Association. Have you enjoyed it? We've done 4 days so far.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, brilliant event.
From it, what do you think has maybe been the highlight? Tomorrow we got leather, Matt.
Yeah, I'll say tomorrow then, but I am being on tomorrow. Yeah. No, to be fair, I think it's just having everybody here that has come from, you know, well, globally really. We've had American, you know. Yeah,
Captain America.
Captain America, yes. No, just getting everybody in that room, the knowledge that gets shared about. Obviously, we've had the actual demonstrations, the trainings from different manufacturers, but just the shared knowledge in that room has just been
It's
incredible.
just the hands-on, isn't it, as
Absolutely.
well? And obviously we've got Portugal, we've got Holland, we had America, we've got Scotland, you know, they've come from below Exeter, Kent. I mean, we've got people from all over, which is brilliant. And I mean, we've got such a collective amount of individuals that just mature individuals with zero ego that all want to learn, that all want to better themselves, and that's what they've come here to do and to enjoy it. And it's just been absolutely brilliant. So I mean, we can't wait, obviously, for Colorado, and obviously tomorrow we've got an SV. So we've got an RIT here, and we are going to be doing an SV event tomorrow to put somebody through We've got, what is it? How many have we signed up today for the IDA?
We've signed up 4 so far as
Amazing.
operators, and we've got a manufacturer coming on board within the next week, just from this event. So.
Brilliant, well done. So that's fantastic. So that's just from this event here at Hull and the Detailing Summit. So obviously we are doing Colorado next, then we're doing Alberta, Canada, and then it is Portugal in September, and hopefully you're going to come along to that as well.
Fingers crossed.
So fingers crossed.
Get some nice weather.
Yeah, get some nice weather and shorts, and get some tans on our head. So he's going to get it more before me. So there you go. So that's it, Richard from the Detailing Summit, and he is Matt from Revive Auto Care over where? Leeds?
Burstall in Leeds.
In Leeds. There you go. So that's exactly where he is, and this is his brand right here. Look, you can't miss it. Revive Auto Care, Burstall Leeds. He's an IDA man as well, and so am I. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Hi there, guys. I'm Richard from the Leather Repair Company and the Detailing Summit in Hull. We're at the world's first Detailing Summit. We're on Thursday, day 4, and this is Chris from ecvdetailing.co.uk up in Scotland, Bonnie, Scotland. So, what have you thought of it so far?
The course has been great from start to finish. Some of the guys that have been down here, I mean, the likes of Next Gen PPF, you know, the experience is incredible.
Yeah.
Got Marcus over from Portugal.
Yep.
Load of local detailers, yourself.
Yep.
It's just been an eye-opener.
Yes. Yeah. So have you learned something though? That's the main thing with it. Obviously these events are free and that's what we do, and we hope people learn from them.
Of course, every day is a school day.
Yeah.
I mean, just from how people apply their ceramics to how they machine their cars to just new techniques. And
how long have you been doing detailing?
About 7 years.
Yeah. And obviously you're up in where in Scotland?
Edinburgh.
Because obviously Scotland's a big country at the end of the day. So, I mean, you've got a good sort of, you know, obviously it's not far from Glasgow either. What is it, about an hour? About an hour, isn't it? So you've got, you're in a good area as well, and obviously for the north of England as well, so it's a good mix. So is there anything from the detailing something you would say from the 4 days that we've done? Obviously Monday we did dry sanding, machine polishing. Obviously we went through the 3D products, all the flex machines and stuff like that. Obviously Tuesday we did all the full-on PPF. Wednesday we did all the mental health and the business and stuff, and obviously we've recorded everything other than the mental health because whatever happened in that room, like we said, we made that sort of allegiance. It stays there, it doesn't go any further. Obviously today we've done motorbikes, we've done PPF again, and we've done ceramic coatings. From all that, obviously tomorrow we got leather, but from those 4 days, is there anything that stood out and you're like, wow, I never, that really interesting?
The mental health.
Yeah, that was your most important thing.
That was a massive eye opener.
Yeah.
It's not, when you run a business, people don't see the behind the scenes.
Yes.
They just see the Instagrams and the Facebooks.
Yeah.
And looking at other guys that have bigger shops, bigger,
Yeah.
and to hear what they experience and go through,
absolutely,
just completely helped us.
It is. It's like you say. I mean, people sort of see everything on social media and they just think that what they see there is reality. And then when they get to know somebody and they're talking to them in private, sort of in that sort of private situation, they can understand. You know what? That's what I'm faced
100%.
with. And I thought I was alone.
Yep.
And you never are alone. And I think that's the good thing with it. So I mean, I'm really glad that you said that, because it's something that's really close to my heart. It's the mental health, and it's something that we're trying to get into the industry.
Took a weight off my shoulders, even just a day chatting with like-minded people to know, wait now, it's not just me.
It's not just you,
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, well, that's good to know that it's actually done that, and 100%. Just that little chat has, helped you enormously. To me, that's just worth everything that I do in life, and that's what it's all about, and that's what we're all about, is to elevate people, help people, get them to grow, educate them, and help them learn more things. So he is Chris from ecvdetailing.co.uk up in Edinburgh, Scotland, and I am Richard from the Detailing Summit here in Hull. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Hi there, guys. I'm Richard here from the Detailing Summit and Leather Repair Company in the UK in Hull. This is John from Meraki Detailing, all the way from Kent. He is here for the Detailing Summit. We're on day 4, which has been motorcycle detailing this morning. We have then done ceramic coatings, and now we're back onto PPF, going over curves and stuff like that. So we've obviously had 4 interesting days, 4 different days. What have you thought of it so far?
I've been really enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect, but it's been from the first day, which was doing polishing and sanding.
Yeah.
Obviously, I do polishing.
Yeah.
I haven't really done the sanding, but to go over it again, and with like the 3D and flex, and then you got Skunkworks actually showing us some tips and tricks, because he does it all the time, and all sorts of levels.
Yeah, I can say
so
Chris
that's
has
been really good.
Chris has been an absolute goldmine to us, really, with showing us the demonstrations with the Flex machines and obviously with 3D products and stuff like that. I think like one thing I found quite interesting was when we'd done that wet sanding, not wet sanding, the dry sanding with the machine to the bonnet. And on the night time, we pulled it all away, dried it, dusted it down, and then we put that PPF over the top of it.
Yes.
That actually blew me away, and I think it actually blew Russ away next morning as well, because you could see it through it, but next morning, once it had all cured, you just couldn't see that sanding mark. It had just totally gone. So I mean, as a business, for somebody doing PPF work, I suppose it's going to be an added advantage to them that it can hide up a multitude of sins.
Absolutely, yeah. Obviously, we as detailers and working on cars, you want to get things perfect, or certainly along the way. But it's amazing if you don't get quite as you want it, but if you do choose to apply PPF, then you're going to get that. We'll almost make it perfect.
Exactly.
It's not perfect, and so you don't have to go, because you want to leave as much paint on the vehicle as you can.
Definitely.
So that it's you can really protect a car with it. Absolutely. But it is very involved. You need, like Ross was explaining. For me, I won't necessarily do PPF in terms of wrapping cars, because I'm a mobile only detailer. But I will use the knowledge that I've gained just from being here, from Russell, and show, at least I know what's involved, how actually difficult it can be.
Oh, it can be, it's very.
But what I've also got confidence with from Russ is to say, actually, you can protect. Well, you not do a whole car, but you can do like
tops of boot edges,
those sensitive areas, B pillars, and that's going to be invaluable for me and my customers to help them keep their cars
even
looking
the
best.
headlights,
and headlights, exactly.
Because
you can do that in different environments. It hasn't got to be like it would be ideal, perfect environment, but you can do it. And that's given me confidence to do these things that I wouldn't have probably even considered had I not been given
the opportunity with this.
Absolutely.
So have you enjoyed what you've sort of done over the 4 days? And obviously you've learned things, which is the PPF and stuff, but I mean, has it been an enjoyable experience? Is there something that stood out?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, I've definitely really enjoyed it. I'm a sole trader. I work by myself. I don't have any working with me. So for me to have an opportunity to talk to other detailers, we're all very like-minded people.
Exactly.
And we just share, And of course, I've been doing it 4 years now. I still feel I'm very new. But again, there are newer people here than me.
Exactly.
I can impart my knowledge, what I have to this point,
to them.
And then you've got other people who've been doing it for even longer. And it's just amazing. You just ask a question or think, and you just get feedback, sharing and collaboration and everything. And that's, I feel it's a very powerful thing. If nothing else, if I've learned just one thing, it's got to be well worth my time being here. But I've learned way more than one thing. Exactly. And we've got tomorrow still as well.
Well,
so this is 4 days.
We've
got 5 days.
Yeah, so we've got leather tomorrow. Obviously, the next one is in Colorado. The one after that is in Alberta, Canada. And then obviously we have got September in Portugal. And as you know, like Marcos said, you're more than welcome to come over to Portugal. So there it'll be a slightly different weather. He is actually in a t-shirt, but in Portugal, we're all going to be in t-shirts and shorts and having a great time with flip-flops and everything else. So I'm Richard from the Detailing Summit, and he is John from Meraki Detailing down in Kent. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Hi there, guys. I am Richard from the Detailing Summit and Leather Repair Company here in Hull at the world's first Detailing Summit. Obviously, the next one is Colorado, then we have Alberta, Canada, and then we have, in September, we're all going to Portugal, and hopefully this guy will come along as well. And he is Hans from Car Care Shop in Holland.
Yeah.
You've obviously come over to support us. You come over for one particular reason, which was the mental health side of things. But also to learn and to, collaborate with others and share knowledge and to, just have a bloody good time. From the summit, obviously we've had 4 days so far. We did all the dry sanding on Monday. We did all the machine polishing with all the Flex machines. We did all the 3D car care stuff. Obviously Tuesday we did everything with Russ from CCC Next Gen. With the PPF side of things, which was absolutely phenomenal as well as the Flex stuff was. Obviously Wednesday we did mental health and business, and then today we had a mind-blowing session with Adam with the motorbike detailing. Then we did some ceramic with Marcos from Portugal, and then we're now back onto PPF again, and tomorrow's obviously going to be leather. From the 4 days, is there one snippet of information you've learned that you're going to be able to implement in your business, or is there many, or is there none?
Many.
Many.
Just little snippets like techniques or products or just the way you apply something, like the PPF. I never applied PPF, so I learned about how to apply that.
Yep.
I'm not going to do full PPF in my business, but I can do pillars, I can do dials, I can do door jams.
Headlights.
And stuff like that. So it's interesting. That's why one of the reasons that I came here, because there are venues that I couldn't do little parts of it and then add them into my company.
Exactly, yeah. So I mean, you know, from it, obviously we've done all sorts with the mental health side of things, and like we said, you know, we videoed everything other than the mental health, because I mean, that is private, it stays in this room, it stayed in that room, which is what I said, we respect everybody's openness, and everybody was really open about that. And I mean, to be fair, some of the feedback that I'm getting that you and I did with that side of it, with the mental health, you know, what people have said on here, I mean, you'll be able to hear them, and, you know, once we put all the videos out, and I mean, I think it'll help you as well. I mean, the feedback that we've got is, you know, it has been an enormous help to people, and what you and I have said in that room and what we did has actually helped some of them enormously, and literally, like, it's just lifted this huge weight off their shoulders.
And basically also told them, you're not the only one.
Exactly,
there
that's
are
what they said.
Others that have the same problem and they still function with good running businesses.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because we are literally, you know, most people like you're a one-man band, and it's, you know, everybody's sort of on their own, sort of doing this, and, you know, all you've got to talk to is either your reflection in the side of a car, you know, or your machine. You know, you're talking to your machine, or you're talking to nothing. You know, and it's a very lonely place to be sort of consumed a pin. You know, and there's nothing in this industry that helps the mental health. And I am making sure that this industry changes for the better, to make sure detailers globally get that mental health awareness. And a lot of the people that have said on this, you know, that with the different videos that we've done, that has been some of the best parts that they've actually had, was that mental health, because they suddenly realised they're not alone. There are others in the same situations, what they were getting into the head that they thought they were in, you know. And
it also gave them somebody to talk to.
Yes.
Because they've been there.
They've been there, or they are there,
they are there. And it's also easier to understand them. Because we've been there.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
They're right in the middle, maybe.
Yes.
So we can guide them to the exit.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and sort of help them sort of nurture along and become better. So obviously we've got the next summit, which is in Colorado in a few weeks' time, guys. And then we've got June, which is the one in Alberta, Canada. And then September, we are over with Marcos from the what is it, detail shop? What is it called?
Master Detail.
Master Detail, that's the one. Master Detail. I've got that many companies and brands here. I'm trying to remember everybody's brands. From Master Detail, from Marcos Eusebio over in Portugal. So we're really looking forward to that, which is going to be the sort of final end to the year for the summits, potentially. You never know. We might end up springing up another one somewhere before Christmas. But obviously, we're hoping you're going to come along to that one as well. So, I mean, it's going to be great. At least it's not going to be as cold as it is here in good old Hull. We're going to be able to wear T-shirts and shorts and flip-flops and everything else and have a bloody good time. So, really want to thank you, Hans, for coming over from Holland for the summit.
Invite.
It's, you know, without you again, this would never happen. So it's been brilliant to have you here. You know, hopefully you've thoroughly enjoyed it.
I did.
You know, and had a good time and met people, which is what it's all about. Networked and collaborated. And got to know new tips, tricks, and everything else. So I am Richard from the Detail Summit, and here's Hans from the Car Care Shop over there in Holland. Thanks, guys.